So it is now Saturday. Something. January 12th. I made it up here to Lynchburg by about 3:30 yesterday. Whoever designed the traffic pattern for this area should be shot. This place is a pain in the ass to get around. I went to the hospital, and he wasn't there. They'd already moved him. They called Sheila, and she and my father's widow, who, as Shonda said earlier, and I'd never really thought about, would technically be my stepmother, I guess, or at least up until the point where he died. I'm not sure how that works. Showed up to get me, and said, apologies, and that whole thing, and talking about burying him in one of his gis. And then they looked at me, his widow looked at me, and said, if that would be all right with you. Which is really kind of strange. I mean, I understand that I am his son. I was his firstborn. But it's just so weird for me to be in this situation. Somebody will look at me like I'm the one who's making the decisions. So I said, I think that would be appropriate. I don't know. That's what you want to do? Sure. I think it sounds great. So we went over to pick up his truck, and his widow drove his truck, and Sheila drove her car, and I followed both of them. And then we went to the old farmhouse, where I guess they've been storing stuff to try and find his gi and whatever else. The battery's gonna die. Damn. Right now I'm well. And then we sat and talked for a little bit, and then Sheila called Whitney, my little sister, one of his other children, I think his only other child, and I went over to Whitney's apartment, and stayed here the night, thanks to her and her boyfriend Ryan. We talked about how strange the situation was, Whitney and I did, how surreal everything was, trying to get to know each other, because we've really never known each other. We didn't grow up with each other. So there was a lot of, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite music, who are you? Who is this person that I'm supposed to be close to and supposed to have a relationship with, and don't know, wouldn't know if I passed on the street. But you look at her and you look at me, and you can definitely see that she's my sister. Rock on, I apparently have a fresh battery. So, he's off at work, and she's off taking a computer, not assessment, computer aptitude test, computer aptitude assessment test, for school. It's weird. It's like I don't know. I mean, she's my sister. I spent the night at my sister's apartment. I'm not quite sure who my sister is, but I spent the night at my sister's apartment. There's a level of comfort. There's also a level of I'm surrounded by strangers who I am supposed to know and who feel they know me. I talked to Shonda last night. I seriously was considering just packing everything up and heading back. You know, have people sit there and look at you like you're the one to make the decisions about this person you really didn't know, who you should have had a relationship with but didn't. And to sit there and have them look at you and be like, you look like your father when he was 20, and all this other sort of stuff. It's really kind of weird. I keep saying that, but it is. It's fucked up. I mean, how do you react to that? I think I see a lot of where maybe things come from, which would lead to the notion that while there is nurture at play, a lot of who we are is nature-based. Is it later to his, because that's what I say. I don't really say goodbye, I say later, because I hate saying goodbye. It just seems so final. And I know that that's not the origin of, it's goodbye, it's good journey, good, But it just seems so final. So I say later. And I said that yesterday when we were leaving the farmhouse. And his widow stopped, and she was getting in the car. She was closing the door. She stopped and she opened up the door. She said, "What did you say?" I said, "Later." She's like, "He used to say that. That's all that's what he would say. He wouldn't say anything else." And it's like, all right, that's kind of weird. That's really kind of creepy. I should be banned from using the word weird again.